What up, guys? It's your brother Joe here, and welcome back once again to my F1 2020 My Team Career Mode. We are now at Baku, the other street circuit, which I have mixed feelings on. As you can see, we've had an upgrade part which was supposed to go on, but obviously that's failed, so we're now hitting that upgrade button, and hopefully next time it'll be on the car. But now we come into practice, and I'm literally giving it everything. I'm on a high after a 5th in Zandvoort and a 6th in Monaco. I'm hoping I can get something from this race, but, well, that crash in practice was not a good start at all. But anyway, we are now heading into qualifying and hoping I can at least get into Q2. I feel like that's a good goal I can achieve. If I can get into Q2, I know I've done something right. And I'm really going for it on my lap, and I tell you what, I always get a little bit scared going through that castle corner because I'm always fearing I'm going to hit that wall. But as you can see here, we have got nicely through Q1. We are into Q2, not for the first time this season, although we were pretty close to not being in it. Like, there was literally a couple attempts in it. So now we're finishing up our second lap. I'll be honest, it wasn't a fantastic lap. Like, we were just giving it what we could and hoping that it was going to be decent. But we're P16 for the start of the Azerbaijan Grand Prix.
Good afternoon and welcome to Baku. This was the arena, if you think back to 2017, of one of the most eventful races of modern history, with controversy behind the safety car, last-second overtakes, and a historic podium for Williams and for Lance Stroll. So let's find out what lies in store for us this year. It's time for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. It's 3.7 miles around a lap of Baku City Circuit then, with 7 rights and 13 lefts, giving us a total of 20 corners. Watch out for the safety car today. Incidents are already common on this circuit, and the wet conditions will only make things worse, particularly through the incredibly narrow turn 8. Alongside me to discuss all the action today is Anthony Davidson. Thanks for joining us, Ant, and tell me, you were down in the pit lane earlier. How do you think the track conditions are today?
Well, the surface looks clean enough, but I'm a little bit worried about the track temperature. It's pretty cool out there, which could give some teams difficulties when it comes to keeping their tyres in the right operating window. The cars out there that work their tyres hard and really put a lot of energy through them, they'll be the ones that are better off.
It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. An immense lap from Lewis Hamilton yesterday puts him on pole position, with Sebastian Vettel starting alongside. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Leclerc, Verstappen, Sergio Perez, and Ricciardo, Sainz, Raikkonen, Stroll, and Antonio Giovinazzi, Grosjean, Bottas. They'll be starting further back after an earlier grid penalty. Lando Norris and Albon, Ocon, Oldtimer, Kevin Magnussen and Daniel Kvyat, Schumacher, Gasly, Russell and Nicholas Latifi. It's almost time for the lights to go out, so let's head down to the track and get this Grand Prix underway.
So here we go then, 5 red lights. It is raining at Baku. It's going to be super slippery on the opening laps. It's lights out and away we go, and we've made a super start. I'm just going to send it down the inside and see how many positions we make up. And we're already up into P10. What a start that was. But I'm going to be honest, the spray on this game, that effect is super realistic because I cannot see a thing whatsoever. Like, it would absolutely help if I was able to see! But, yeah, we got Raikkonen alongside us now, trying to dive up the inside for 9th. I'm going to give him space and go to the outside. And we've done that. We've held him off. Oh, he's gone round. How the hell has he gone round? We're going to watch a replay then of just how Raikkonen goes round. You see that I've gone to the outside. He does have space. Oh, he's clipped the wall. He clipped the wall on the inside and then went into me. Well, that was a bit daft, wasn't it, Kimmy? Anyway, now up the rear of Sainz, although I've had to back out a little bit just so I could see where I'm going, because the last thing you need on a circuit like this is to not be able to see the driver in front of you and then a sudden braking zone hit, and you're a lot closer than you thought you were because you're implanted in their rear wing. And let's be honest, that is no good for anybody, least of all the car in front of me, and especially not myself. Anyway, we're right up Sainz's chuff now, but also Bottas is starting to have a look in P10 in that Mercedes, and he's, again, had a look up the inside, but I think he's done a similar thing with Kimi, where he's clipped that inside wall, and he nearly went into me in the process. I just held the outside line, and we are now still in P9, trying to find a way past Sainz and Stroll, who is holding Sainz up. Ooh, going over the curbs a bit hard there, and we kiss the barrier doing so, but we take no damage from that. Bottas now up the inside of me here. That's a brave place to stick one up the inside of me. I'm just going to have to get the better run out of the corner, which I absolutely do, and I hold on to 9th place, but that's a brave one to stick one. Like, I've never seen an AI go for an overtake there before. That's a first on this game, as Bottas once again on lap 3, just having a look up the inside there, but I'm having none of that. I'm holding him out around the outside beautifully. So, lap 4 of this Azerbaijan Grand Prix, and we are coming into the pits to take on dry tyres, because the circuit has dried up nicely, and it is time to put on... I'm going to go for the medium tyre, but everyone around me has gone for the soft. Like, I was thinking that they might go medium, but that just hasn't happened, so we might be a little bit vulnerable on the opening laps, especially as on a drying track the mediums will take a bit longer to get up to temperature than the softs. And in fact, you can see an example of this where Giovinazzi has just absolutely switched the tyres on. He's gone up the inside of me there of all places, and you're going to see me now just try and get back up the inside, which we do because he got it a little bit wrong out of the second left. And Giovinazzi, in fact, has kissed the wall, and I don't think I gave him enough room there, to be honest, but I had the corner. He could have backed out of that one. Right, we are now trying to get back after Lance Stroll. Hamilton now lighting up the timing screens, and the times are just going to keep tumbling and tumbling as the track gets drier and drier. On lap 6 now of this 26 lap race. Verstappen now setting the fastest lap of the race. I was kind of hoping that my name would come up there, but it didn't, and now we just try to hang on to the back of Lance Stroll and hopefully find a way past. But this is the thing, we have a bit of a disadvantaged power unit, and as soon as we get onto the main DRS straight, Lance is just very quick. Nicholas Latifi, meanwhile, out of the session. You can see here, he's a little bit of a cheeky corner cut there. I'm not sure if he was trying to pass the AlphaTauri or pull off, but Latifi is out of the session with some kind of mechanical failure, and that's put pay to his race. Right, back with myself and Stroll now for 8th place, and this is just an example of us not having the power unit yet to challenge other cars, especially down a straight like this. I've got rich mix on, DRS on, ERS on, and we just cannot put a dent in the gap Stroll gets on us on the straights. Like, round the corners, you know, we're able to just catch him bit by bit, but as soon as we get on the straights, the power unit's just having none of it. It doesn't want to know. And once again, as soon as we get up to speed, Stroll is just getting away from us. There's actually a yellow flag there, so I wonder who's gone there. I think that's a car going very slowly to the left of me there and pulling off. I believe that's Lewis Hamilton. So Lewis Hamilton is out of the race, and the safety car is out. So with the safety car out, naturally I think, you know what, I'm going to take my second pit stop, and I'm putting on mediums, but everybody else in the AI, they're putting on hards. The AI are putting on hards. Clearly they do not believe the medium tyre will go to the end. I'm certainly taking a bit of a leap of faith that it will. But we're in P8 now on faster tyres, and I think that could put us in a very good position for some points here. I'm definitely going to give it my everything and see what we can do. We're having a look up the inside of Sainz. He gets very aggressive on the defence, but there's little he can do there as we demote him down to 8th, taking 7th, and we're now going to have a look up the inside of Verstappen. And Verstappen, well, we've kind of bullied him out the way there. And that is now P6. Max having a look back up the inside, trying to bully us the same way I bullied him, but that just didn't work. That didn't work. I will not be bullied, least of all by the likes of Max Verstappen. Sorry, but no dice. And we are now in P6, the same place we finished the Monaco Grand Prix in. And this is looking very, very good for us. Next up is Daniel Ricciardo, and we're just about holding on to him. Can we move up into 5th? We're definitely going to give it a go. DRS is enabled, and we're holding on to this pack, which I believe is being held up by Lance Stroll, who actually hasn't pitted. So that's potentially another place for us. If we absolutely send one up the inside of Ricciardo, that is now P5. I believe Lance Stroll, who's in this pack, is still to stop. He has stopped. Also pitting is Charles Leclerc, and that moves us into P3. We are sitting in a potential podium position here at Baku, and what a terrific result that would be if we could just make it to the end and just hold off everybody. But if anything, it's not holding them off that is the issue. It's can we get after Perez for P2? These medium tyres are working a treat. They all seem to be struggling on the harder tyres at the moment, and that's just making it ever so easy for me to hang on to this battle and maybe have a look. Bottas now, though, is starting to get a little bit chancy with me, having a little bit of a look around the outside there. He knows that he's got a chance of a race win here. He believes he has the pace, so he's having a little bit of a look to see if he can unnerve me. And we are now within a few laps from the end of the race, and P3 is potentially on the cards here. I'm trying to get ever closer to Perez, see what we can do here. I brake very late and I'm absolutely sending it down the inside. Have we made it? Yes, we have. We are now sitting in P2. Could you believe it? Absolute scenes here as we are sitting in P2, and Bottas now is going to keep Perez busy just for a little bit, and Bottas has now got past Perez. Is he going to have a look at us? It looks like he might. The momentum he has is unreal as he goes down the right side of me, and Bottas pretty much having that move done. I didn't have time to react and have a look up the inside, but I feel it would have been futile. The pace of that Mercedes is absolutely OP as fudge. That Mercedes is just, for lack of a better word, fudging quick. Because I don't want to say the other word. Right, we're still holding on to P3 here. There is still a potential podium on the cards if we can hold off a very determined looking Sergio Perez. 2 laps to go. The nerves at this point are shot. Perez down the inside. He appears to have got the move done there. He keeps the inside line on me. And suddenly that podium position just looking that little bit more unlikely as we desperately try to attach ourselves to the rear of Perez. Desperation sinks in. I'm giving it absolutely everything to try to hold on to the back of Perez. A little cheeky look there. I'm basically pushing Perez through the corner there. Just giving him a helping hand round the corner. That's not acceptable racing at all. And he's got a little bit ahead of me now, and I'm starting to think, what can we do? But Perez has helped me out there because he's got it very wrong on the curb. His car doing a little bit of a twitch. That might be enough to send one up the inside here, which we do, and we take back that P3. And Ricciardo's now starting to look at Perez, and once again, the podium is back on. It is still on here at Baku. No, it's not, as we've gone completely wide. A turn 2, Perez just sending it up the inside, and that is P3 for Perez, P4 for us. We're losing another place now to Daniel Ricciardo, and suddenly we are down into P5. Verstappen on my left. We've just cut straight into him there. That was very rude. Albon now up into P6. From P3, we have now lost that completely. And I think the other thing we've also completely lost are the tyres. The tyres at this point are absolutely finished. They were feeling pretty done before when I was trying to keep up with Perez. And if it wasn't for the mistake, I think he would have already been gone. But you can see there, I just don't have the same momentum I once did, because these tyres just do not feel any good anymore. And the hard tyres are now the tyre to be on. And Albon is swarming all over the back of me. Is he going to rob me of another position here? For such a long time in this race now, it looked like we could have been on for a podium. But unfortunately, it's not where you are on any of those laps. It's where you are on the last lap. And I think that mistake royally cost me a podium there. And we've lost 4th place as well. Can we hold on to 5th though? Albon is not going to make it very easy for me. In fact, he's swarming all over my rear. What can I do? I've made a defensive move now. I try to go back across there, but Albon has already got his car alongside, and the momentum he has just helped Albon into 5th. But we're going to take P6. It's another 8 championship points. Oh, what could have been.
Yet another historic win under their belts. Well done to the team at Mercedes. Tell me, Ant, how did they manage to achieve this win?
It was a question of right place, right time today. We were looking at an entirely different race before the safety car came out, but they were able to take full advantage after the field had been bunched up.
After an excellent performance at the Grand Prix, I'm sure there'll be plenty of celebrations tonight amongst the Mercedes team, and they certainly deserve it.
I'm not going to lie, it's pretty hard to not be a little bit disheartened by that result, especially when for so much of the second half of the race it looked like a podium was on the cards. But at the end of the day, we made a mistake that cost us 3rd and our tyres were absolutely gone. So even if we hadn't made that mistake, fighting off Perez, especially on that straight with the momentum he had, it would have been very difficult. But it is what it is. These things happen. And at the end of the day, it's still a very, very good result from my team. It's a good result for myself because we've taken P6 in a race we probably shouldn't have finished that high anyway. It's another handful of points for us. And yeah, it's another position up in the Constructors' Championship. So I suppose in a way it's a win by that logic. It's still a very good result. It's still a very nice haul of points. Well, that has been the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Thank you so much for watching. I'll leave you, as always, with the highlights reel. Mick Schumacher in 18th. What are we going to do about him? Well, thank you for watching. Until the next time, it's goodbye from me.